Welcome to Chew the Fat. I am your host, Smooth, aka Slave to the Mob. Today we're going to get right into it. We're not going to waste too much of your time. Sub, like, share, all that good stuff. Let's talk about this Too Good for the Cheesecake Factory lady. Like to hear it. Here it goes.
Get the door for you.
Okay.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car.
Right away, you can see that there's a serious sense of entitlement going on here. You're not going to get out of the car because you're at the Cheesecake Factory. Why is that? Cheesecake Factory is actually a pretty nice restaurant. But for whatever reason, she feels like she's above this. Let's get into it.
Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
The one time.
Stop the presses right there. First of all, homegirl thought she was about to teach him a lesson. She's recording him. Like, when you're recording someone without the permission, public or not, it's just rude at the very least, right? But she wants to talk about etiquette and how he should know what restaurants to take the kind of a woman that she is, which, in my personal opinion, is rather basic. Like, I would consider her to be maybe an adjustable 5, meaning that after you are max dolled, you end up a 5. So this sense of entitlement is absolutely uncalled for. Well, let's see how this unfolds.
Talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Oh, okay.
So
Yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty
and then-
nice, but I mean,
And then
Cheesecake Factory.
on the other hand,
She really thinks that this is about to go well. Like, she thinks she's going to teach this guy a lesson right now. Not understanding like she is about to learn a valuable lesson. She wants to come in and talk about it as if she was going to chastise or scold this cat or school him. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. See, sometimes women get the idea that they can just go ahead and be a divester and see what's out there on the other side of things, right? And you think it's going to be different. You think you're going to be able to walk all over men. You think it's just black men that behave like normal, like won't put up with nonsense that females try to put you through. You think you can just walk all over these people from the other races, but they understand. And it's amazing that he even went out with you, because women like her are absolutely overrepresented on social media. So that is why most men are very discouraged when it comes to dating black women in particular, because women like this are who you always see on social media. But this is not the vast majority of black women. I'll tell you that much. But people like this definitely give black women a horrible name, and they shouldn't exist. They shouldn't be the ones getting the attention, because it makes everyone feel like this is how actual black women interact with humans. That's not the way that most black women behave. That's women who are in need of social media clout behave.
Have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
well, I mean, like even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand.
No self-awareness, not even a little bit. She actually thinks that she's being cool right now. She thinks this is cordial. She thinks this is the way you're supposed to operate. She can't even tell you. She's really asking him, what have I done that was uncooperative?
Around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay,
I don't know you.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
Okay.
When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again, I don't know
there
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you understand why men are so upset when they deal with women like this. They think it's okay for everything to just be disproportionate. She's saying that he must go all out on the first date. But she's giving every excuse in the world. I don't know you. I don't know you. You're expecting me to do this, but I don't know you. I'm not doing that. I don't know you. But when it comes to what he's supposed to do, he has to go all out, even though he doesn't know you either.
And then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself all made up.
There's nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. Well, look at my plan where we were gonna go originally.
See, now
Whoops.
that's where we should have went. Right there.
But that's where you're not going to go.
Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See,
I know
specifically
you did.
told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 a.m. At 4 p.m. Right?
Mm.
And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs
I understand.
for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment.
And
that is not possible.
And that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice, fancy restaurant as Aria. Especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do.
Exactly.
I would have been.
Okay.
But if we're late, I told you twice.
It was.
Exactly. She's acting like she does this all the time. She doesn't get courted like that. That's what she would like to be done with her. But I don't think so, because she would have known that if you have reservations, if you're going to Aria, then you would have to have reservations. If he's coming to pick you up at a specific time, it would behoove you to be ready for this man at that specific time. You weren't. You waited an hour before you came downstairs. He called you twice while he was downstairs waiting for you. That's extremely rude and inconsiderate and selfish. 1 hour, and you have to have reservations. You can't just show up an hour late to restaurants like that. This is why I say you don't have very much experience with this. Men don't usually court you. You're a poser. And then you're getting Cheesecake Factory, which is, in my opinion, even more than you deserved at that point. Carry on.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be. And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. Waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, the equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you don't understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong.
I will die.
She said, look at her. Are we kidding? Why is it that you think you're better than the Cheesecake Factory or anywhere? Fridays, Ruby Tuesday, whatever. They have good food there. What makes you think that somebody wants to spend $300-400 on a first date for you and you behave like this? Why would someone be stupid enough to do that? And he still was going to take you, but you took an hour. You left at the time the reservation was. He gave it a nice cushion and everything, just in case you would have took 15 minutes, whatever. It's probably about 20 minutes from where you were, judging by the conversation. So you have ample time, even if you were running a few minutes late. But to be there by 5 and you're leaving at 5, no, it's not going to work. This lady's out of her mind, man.
How dare you?
That's
Okay.
embarrassing.
Listen, as I said, I have very specific certain expectations for dinner.
No.
I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other. So
Not maybe.
I'm
Oh,
gonna just
maybe.
drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
You're fired.
So you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there some kind of compromise or
She
something?
belongs to the streets.
Ladies, can you believe this?
Oh, look.
sorry.
Check out the backpedaling right now. Isn't there some sort of compromise or something? Now, all of a sudden, she just wants to go out, right? You beat your face for a good hour. It looks like you took about 10 minutes for real, but you took an hour to do whatever it is that you were doing. If you know that your work was going to run late or had the potential to run late, then you shouldn't have agreed to that time at all. It would have been nothing wrong with you going 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever. You decided to book that early time knowing that you had to go right from work. That's just stupid. If your job requires that you have potential overtime, then you don't book it the same day. How stupid could you be? Now she real tight because she's understanding that he's about to give her, kick her out the plane without a parachute.
He's
But
a parking space.
if I don't feel
Can you
respected,
see?
I
I mean-
am not gonna go through with the rest
come
of the
on.
day.
Yeah, I got time, Gus. Well, I mean, you are serious. You're really leaving.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I mean, I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm sorry.
All right.
City boys up.
Well, I mean, I guess I understand. You got to do what you got to do. I understand where you're coming from.
That's what you get. I absolutely love how this played out. He stuck to his guns. He left her hanging. That's what you're supposed to do. Do not reward bad behavior. When people exhibit these type of behaviors, particularly on the first date, that's when they're showing their best. If this is her best, could you imagine her after the 6-month honeymoon period, how she would behave? Could you imagine being stuck with something like this or worse for life? Could you imagine marrying someone like this? Someone who can't even see the wrong of their ways? Inconsiderate? And overvaluing herself? What are we doing? So what do you think the Cheesecake Factory or any one of the chain restaurants are for? Do you think that nobody should go there? Or is it just you? You deserve better, right? You deserve better than normal or average, right? You deserve that on the very first date. You are that privileged. You are that good. And you came in with a pissy attitude. And you weren't even that fly to begin with. I don't understand. I could really, really go in on a whole real session. But I'm going to leave that alone. We're just going to say that you're barely average. So cut it out. There's no reason for that sense of entitlement. Gentlemen, this is how you have to conduct yourselves. When a woman shows you who you are, believe it the first time and treat her that way. The first time. Exit, run, head for the hills, vanish. Get as far away as possible from women like this. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Let me know if you agree. Am I going overboard? Was he overboard for just exiting? Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate you. And as always, stay hungry, my friends. Never thirsty.
You know that ain't my style. You know that ain't my style. That ain't how I get down. That ain't how I get down. That ain't how your boy play. That ain't how the boy play. Sure you ain't my way. You know that ain't my style. That ain't my style. That ain't how I get down. That ain't how I get down.